Alright, so you've seen Kong Studios' Capsule Corp Goku, and you want to know, should I get this figure? Well, I'm going to tell you everything about it. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
This dude. Wait till you see the. No.
Kicking it off with the accessories, he comes with one stoic face, one calm face with his eyes closed, one calm face looking down. You also get an entirely different head. Now this head only comes with this faceplate, but it is a nice addition, I have to say. His hands, we have two grabby hands, and on one of the grabby hands you can see, and I'll circle it, that when the hand was pulled out of the whatever sculpting mold that they were using, it wasn't pulled out cleanly, so we have a little piece of like stray plastic stuck to the hand, which isn't very good, to be honest. Not very good, even though you could easily take it off. Not something you want to see when when you're spending your money. Not something you necessarily want to see. Open palm hand, martial arts pose hands, and by the way, I can see a seam line on the right side, the right hand, and it just doesn't look good. Fist hands, body chop hand, or the gesture he uses when he's saying what's up. One instant transmission hand. In case you were wondering, the heads are swappable, which we will come back to later, because there's something I want to talk about in regards to that later in the video, once I've given all my thoughts. Also, the skin tones don't match. Okay, so something I thought wasn't possible is possible. The faceplates are swappable. So, right now, the Tamashi Nations face is on the Kong Studios body, and the Kong Studios face is on the Tamashi Nations body. And the only thing is, once again, the skin tones don't match from the Tamashi to the Kong Studios body, as you can see on camera. But if you want to swap them and mix and match, you can. That is a possibility, just letting you know. Okay, quick disclaimer. For the two faces, Tamashi face, Kong Studios face. The Tamashi face, hold on. The Tamashi face is the pegs are a lot longer, or a decent amount longer. So when you're plugging it in, you may have a little trouble taking it back out if you want to swap the face again. That is when you're taking this face out of the Kong Studios body. So just be wary of that. Don't try to force it out, of course. You take your time and pull it out. But that's all. So for articulation, the head looks up that far, so very limited. Down that far, once again very limited. And be careful, because if you force it down too much, you're going to see that the faceplate is going to have a tendency to want to pop off. So there's definitely that to be concerned. Swivel, and then tilt side to side. Now tilting to this side right here is a little bit stiff for whatever reason. I don't know what's up with that. Another disclaimer. I was talking to my guy S.h.figuarts on Instagram, and he's a subscriber, and he was saying that his copy of this figure, the arms had a tendency to pop off a decent amount, so be wary of that. Now with this copy right here that I haven't had that issue. This arm popped off like once or twice, but that was because I was trying to just see the limits of the articulation. But I say that to say, I can't guarantee that your copy won't have that same QC issue, so just be mindful of that. This can go across his chest to that extent. Going back it's alright. Swivel at the top of the bicep. Double jointed elbow, and by the way, it would be nice if those sleeves were sculpted on instead of painted on, but it is what it is. Swivel and hinge are okay. Lean back that far, and be careful leaning them back. That torso will pop off. And crunch forward decently far. At the side actually works pretty good. And by the way, there's some bleeding of black paint on the chest from the shirt. And that's not good. By the way, he comes with another belt, but I don't have it right now. So I'm just going to post a picture of the other belt he's supposed to come with. Front to back splits are pretty much perfect. Thigh splits are passable. Thigh cut works fine. And by the way, there's a nice subtle orange shading on the pants. Double jointed knee works fine. You do get an ankle rocker. And you can see, Okay, that's what I was about to give a disclaimer for, and you've seen it in real time. So when you articulate in the ankles, the feet have a tendency to pop off, so be wary of that. Now they pop back on easily, but that can be annoying when you're trying to pose your figure. Also, you get an okay toe hinge. Also, articulating the ankles upwards is memorable. For height to the top of his hair, it's about like 6.5 inches. And centimeters, about 16 centimeters. A little bit over 16 centimeters actually. Comparison, we have Dragon Ball Super Undersized Piccolo, Rebel Tech Superman, Super Saiyan Broly, Beerus, Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Now, before we get into my final thoughts about this figure, I definitely have some very interesting things to say about this figure. I'm gonna give y'all the ratings first, though. So aesthetically, I like the way this figure looks. I like, well, I'm also kind of biased in the sense that I just like this outfit in general for Goku. But aesthetically, I give him an 8 out of 10. Articulation, 7.5 out of 10. And accessories, 8 out of 10. Now, objectively, I'm gonna have to give it 7.8 out of 10. But I'm gonna knock off 1 point for the QC issue. Subjectively, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I do like the way this figure looks, but just handling it, and some arms and feet popping off occasionally, that's irritating. So I can't, like, the full enjoyment of the figure is not there. However, let's say you still want this figure after all of what I said. One thing is, and I'll put it up in the corner, just tracking down this figure in general is a little difficult. Now I'm sure you could track it down, but you're gonna have to pay probably like $80 for this. I don't know if I would recommend that, especially with the QC issue. However, I think one of the main draws, if this is it for you, is the hair sculpt on this figure. Which luckily, this same company that made this figure, Kong Studios, has a kit where they give you several different hair sculpt, this same hair sculpt in several different colors. So they give it to you. I'm gonna put the picture in the corner, like in red, and pink. They give it to you in this pearlescent white gray color with that purplish hint, and of course they give it to you in silver. So if you want that, your Ultra Instinct, if you have the original Ultra Instinct Goku or the official release of the Ultra Instinct Goku from Tamashi Nations, what you can do is order that set or order one of those hair sets, and you can just get that and put it onto this. And you can even use your faceplates from your Tamashi's Ultra Instinct, as I've shown previously in the video before. But with that being said, I wouldn't go through the trouble of tracking down this figure, even though it is a cool look for Goku. I don't know if it's worth that risk. I don't know if you want to pay $80 for something that could very well have QC issues. And especially since the QC issues, like for example, I said my guy Shfiguarts, both of the arms popped off. But on this one, the arms don't really pop off, but the feet have the trouble things popping off. So it's kind of like we rolling the dice with it. Either way, you can do what you want with your money. And until next time, this has been BombasticPlastic. Stay fantastic.